Tuesday for a reason. This is a big one. And they tell me, the pundits and otherwise, that there's never been one like this. There's never been anything so conclusive. This was an amazing night, an amazing day. It's been an incredible period of time in our country's history. It's been sad in so many ways, but I think it's going to be inspiring because we're going to do something that, frankly, nobody's been able to do for a long time.
What we've seen from tonight is Donald Trump really solidifying himself as the presumptive candidate. So we'll walk you through how he's done that this evening. Super Tuesday, you have 15 different states, 16 if you count Iowa, but also American Samoa as a territory as well. What we're counting today is the delegates that each state allocates based on who wins that state. So there are 874 up for grabs for the Republicans. If you look at the total compared to how many delegates they've already accumulated, this hasn't got Donald Trump close to that 12-15 delegate count yet. California is about to come in. That's just closing now on the East Coast, and we're still waiting on Utah to see the result of their caucuses as well. But so far, this has been a Trump victory evening. Colorado, where I am, has come through 62% to Donald Trump, 33.7% to Nikki Haley. That's pretty standard margin of what we've seen from all the states that have gone to Donald Trump. Interestingly, the only state that Nikki Haley has picked up has been Vermont. This is a normally pretty left-wing state, so we were talking about a small group of Republicans there who vote at all, and they have swung Nikki Haley's way, so she does get that state's delegates. Nothing compared to the 100-plus delegates that you get out of Texas, which Donald Trump has picked up, and so really that's how this all lands. The other thing to remember in all this is these states are really important in primary races, and we probably won't talk about quite a few of them again when it comes to the actual election. Generally, things come down to quite a few swing states, and those are states where they were won by a margin of 3% last time. So now the focus is, after this evening, going to turn to Wisconsin, going to turn to Pennsylvania, Michigan. Those are really critical states, but this hasn't helped Nikki Haley get to a position where she could be competitive in this race. Donald Trump basically gave his celebration speech. I imagine there'll be another one by the time he reaches the amount of delegates, 12-15. But he's very much talking as if this is a Trump-Biden rematch, which after this evening is all but assured.
I have been saying lately, success will bring unity to our country, and it happened before. We had the best economy our country's ever had, and people were calling me that I would have said will never happen. It'll never happen. They wanted to get together.
This is also going to really reshape how this election runs compared to previous presidential elections. We've now got an incumbent president likely being the match of a former president. This is something we haven't seen in our lifetimes. This is going to be something that completely reshapes how this campaign runs. Likely we won't see presidential debates like we normally do because there's no legal obligation, and the Biden campaign would be worried about Joe Biden's performance in that kind of scenario. So Donald Trump has tonight pointed to the fact that really everything's going to come down to the election in November, and quite critically, this could be a really defining moment in US history.
We have no choice because November 5th is right around the corner. November 5th is going to go down as the single most important day in the history of our country.
Tom, even in saying all that, the word of caution is always that anything can upset these races. The normal calculus is that Super Tuesday defines who will be the candidates, but there's a lot of unknowns in this, including Donald Trump's multiple legal cases.